What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm very excited to bring you guys this video today. This is going to be a get ready with me, really just highlighting what has been going on in my life in the background. There's going to be a lot of rambling, a lot of random tangents, but I will also be doing this makeup look, and I will be using all old makeup. Nothing is new in this, so in the event that you are interested, I would suggest checking down below. I don't even highlight any of the products at all because I just had so much to get out, and I feel in a way this has been cathartic for me just doing this video. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got, and let's get into it. Hey guys, so it's been a little while, a couple of videos I've missed, I think just 2 uploads, and I just want to stop and say thank you so much for everybody who allowed me to take that step back that I needed. There's been quite a few things happening in my personal life, and I just needed to let go of a couple of things in that moment to process and move forward, you know, because it's not over. A lot of things never are over by the time you kind of continue to move forward in life, but life moves on, and you have to kind of learn to adapt and adjust. And with just missing those 2 uploads and kind of not responding to comments, although I have watched and looked at all of them, it has allowed me to adapt and adjust. So thank you to everybody who commented on my community post. I truly appreciate it. Now, I am going to be doing that shop my stash that I said I wanted to do for Wednesday's video today. I am filming it today, Saturday, so this will probably be a really late upload, but I really wanted to get something up today because I would like to upload again tomorrow for Sunday. So I'm not going to necessarily, I'm just going to start. I'm not going to necessarily do a post because I don't know how frequent I am going to be next week. Like I said, things are not over. I'm just trying to adjust and move forward with it. So just bear with me, and hopefully soon we can kind of get back to business as usual. But what I wanted to do today is address kind of my own personal changes, right? So this month, not even this month, this year has been very transformative for me personally, and I wanted to kind of explain what's been going on with me and also kind of get you guys up to date to understand kind of why sometimes I miss uploads, and a more personal reason, not necessarily familiar reason, because I don't feel comfortable telling you guys that stuff. So like I said, everything is old, so I will have everything down below. Okay. So a couple of months ago, I don't actually remember how many months ago now, I told you guys that I stepped away. I did like a 3-month hiatus where I didn't upload, I didn't answer any comments, I just kind of shut away from the world. And during that time, what I was actually doing was improving myself. Why am I doing this? I have a whole hand mirror. I was improving myself to push myself to achieve my goal and my dream, and that was to join the military. That had been my dream and my goal, and what I thought would be my end all be all since 6th grade. So a very long time. And you know, through life, things happened. I had to step back, or I took steps that I thought would get me to where I wanted to go, and then they didn't. I was like, oh, okay, well, plan B. And this last run of things, after finishing my master's degree, which I finished in 2020, I think, I decided that this was going to be my last time. I was kind of sick of telling people all the time, I'm going to do this, and then never really believing in myself enough to really go after it. Don't get me wrong, I still made steps to achieve it, but I never really gave my all to go after it. After my graduate program was over, I decided to, like I said, go after it. And that was right at the kind of height and peak of COVID. So pretty much everything shut down. My job shut down. And for those 3 months, I think it coincided pretty much perfectly with my work shutdown. I was working out constantly, trying to lose the weight that I needed to lose, trying to build up my endurance, just trying to get myself where I needed to be to do my first PT test with my recruiter in this area. And I was able to do that. At that point, I was running 8-10 miles pretty much a day. I was doing not a lot of like body, like building, like muscle work or anything. I was really just focusing in on the running, because I knew that would be the one thing that would really hold me back. I knew me, I could do push-ups, I could do sit-ups, but it was really the run. I was extremely out of shape at that point, and I knew I had to really dedicate quite a bit of time just running. So that's what I did. I really took the time. I was focusing on that, and I lost the weight. I got my rundown, and fast forwarding now, this was somewhere around late, like last August, all the way up. Okay. And then now fast forwarding, I was able to do BT test and stuff. And I was realizing that, although I could pass a PT test, it would really be good. And it would make me look better, especially at my age, trying to kind of compete with people who are just fresh out of college, if I could do pull-ups. So I dedicated myself. I changed my sleep schedule. I sacrificed financially, and I did with a trainer who was phenomenal. And he helped me to get to the point where I could do my first pull-up ever in life, and then of course reach my goal, which I needed to do for my age group. So I was able to pass the PT test, all of it. And so that was my last hurdle, right? My last hurdle was really being able to do pull-ups, because I'd never been able to do a pull-up, and everything else I was able to do. Like, I passed the ASVAB, I passed everything else. It was literally just the PT test, and specifically the pull-ups. So fast forward to April, and at this point, all throughout COVID, I sacrificed any and all hanging out with my friends. I told them basically that I could not do it because I could not get COVID. Because at the height of COVID, we were told that if you got it, you were not able to join the military. And like I said, this was my goal, this was my dream. I finally told myself, stop chickening out on yourself, stop selling yourself short, go for it. So April comes, and I decided, let's hang out with one friend, because I hadn't hung out with anybody. And if you're in a sorority, your line sister is important to you. They're close to you. You've been through thick and thin, so I hung out with my line sister. And this happened quite literally hours after I just finished redoing an application for the military, my specific branch that I was applying to. And I was telling my recruiter I was so happy, this is like my way of celebrating, because I was pretty much at the finish line. All I had to do was run another PT test, and I was golden. I was golden at this point. During that situation where I was hanging out with my sorority sister, we hung out, we had fun, we had a blast. I ended up doing, what did we end up doing? We ended up doing indoor skydiving, and we ended up doing an escape room. Both fantastic. We had a lot of fun together, chilling, doing the thing. And after that, we both ended up being positive for COVID. And I was freaking out at this point, right? Because all this time I had been avoiding getting COVID, because I was told, you get COVID, you can no longer join the military, regardless of what branch you were trying to join. So I called my recruiter, and I was like, blah. Is this still a thing? Thankfully, they said that's no longer still a thing. So in the event that you're interested, you can still join. Just as long as, of course, you know, you're physically back to wherever you need to be. Of course, I was not. And, you know, I think there are a lot of reasons why that virus affected me so badly. But I think one of the biggest reasons that I may have not wanted to admit is because I was not taking care of myself the way I should have, right? So I have allergies. I've always had seasonal allergies, like infancy. I've been that child, okay? And I wasn't taking allergy medicine. I haven't taken allergy medicine in years. So between that, the stress I was putting my body under by going to sleep like 10 to 11ish, waking up 4:30 to run, then go to the gym, do weightlifting, then work an 8-hour day, and then of course family life, personal life, YouTube, keeping up with my uploads. It was a lot of stress. I put my body under so much stress, and I think that me catching that virus was just the last straw, and my body just could not take it. So we're getting into like halfway through the month of April, and I am still drastically being affected, drastically having difficulty breathing, losing a loss of breath. I was having like walking up and down the stairs, I had to sit down because I was losing breath. And this is coming from somebody pre having COVID. I was running 9-minute miles. I was doing my 3 miles. I was working out for, you know, 2+ hours a day. So not being able to walk up the stairs took a lot out of me. And not only physically, because of course, you know, you saw that physical draining, but it was a mental thing. It was a very, very hard mental thing for me to be able to admit that I couldn't even walk up the stairs in the midst of me being this close to having a military contract. And you know, I ended up going to my doctors, and we had discussions on kind of what was happening. And long story short, I was diagnosed with asthma. And no, asthma is not the end all be all when it comes to diagnoses. There are things that so many other people are going through. But for me, that destroyed everything. From that moment on, I knew I would never be able to join the military, ever. Because that is one of the, I would think that's one of the bigger reasons that they actually disqualify candidates, is because of asthma. And even still to this day, I'm still taking medications to allow me to breathe. And even now, just being this emotional, I'm having a bit of difficulty breathing. So I knew that I could not honorably sit there and continue to move forward in the process that I was in, even though I was so close to having my dream, and honorably serve. You know, I admire so many people who sacrifice their physical and mental health when they serve. I have many family members who have done that, and I think that was kind of the catalyst for why I was even interested in the military. I don't have a powder with me. Let me get my powder. I remember when I was younger, and 2 very important people in my life were talking about their experiences at basic training, or basic. And I remember just being in awe and being so jealous because I'm like, well, why can't I be involved in this conversation? And of course, you can't be involved in a conversation about basic training if you haven't been. And I think from that moment on, I just had it in my head that this would be the way that I would be able to have a seat at the table, right? I would be able to be in that conversation. And because I had had this dream and this desire since, like I said, 6th grade, pretty much anybody that's known me since then has known that this is what I wanted to do. Anybody and everybody, well, that's somewhat close to me, they know that. And to me, I cannot fathom disappointing people. Can't fathom it. I don't like it. And I think for me, I was misguided in my attachment to this dream, this attachment that it was no longer even just a dream. It became an identity of, this is what I'm going to be. This is what I'm meant to be. And I won't be accepted. I won't have a seat at the table if I'm not this person, if I don't have this label, if this is not my career. And, you know, in addition to all of that, of course, the military allows you to have so many experiences that I wanted. You know, they allow you to defend yourself with your own body. You know, they teach you self-defense. They teach you some form of martial arts, I believe. I don't know. It depends on kind of the branch, I guess, and how far you get, all that stuff. They also teach you, you know, how to lead. You are given experiences traveling, all of this. And all of those things are huge interest of mine. I would love to learn how to more effectively be able to defend myself. I would love to travel more without having to pay for it, you know. I love the idea of always knowing I'm going to have a job, and then even connected to that, always knowing that I'm going to have somewhere to live. Because one thing the military does, of course, is always gives housing. Even if it's just that basic base housing that people hate, you still know you're always going to have housing. And, you know, it was just this weird connection that I had, and I could not let it go. Meanwhile, you know, I'm growing up, I'm getting older, I'm almost 30, you know, a couple of years from 30, and I'm also very much an introvert. So, you know, I'm telling people I want to be in the military, I want to do this, that, and the third, but I'm also like, but yeah, I can't wait to get my house in the country and my dog and be left alone. That doesn't mesh, that doesn't come together. And so for me, these last couple of months since April, I have had to not only deal with the physical repercussions of having COVID, but also the mental repercussions of, what is it that I want? What is it that it's going to personally make me happy? And don't get me wrong, I think that I would have fully and happily done well in the military and served my country. And I would love to do that, because it takes a very special person to be able to do that. So please don't get me wrong on that. But that said, I don't think that would truly make me happy in the person that I am now, with the experiences that I've had now. And so I found myself at the ripe age of 28 really questioning my desires, questioning all of the things that I truly thought that I wanted. And, you know, maybe it was because I never took the time to stop and think about it, but I truly wanted these things. And you know, I have a saying that I love to say. I don't even know if I've ever said it on my channel, but everything happens for a reason. Everything. And although I, in the depth of my heart, wish that it didn't get necessarily taken from me the way it did, I wish that I had kind of made the decision to do it. I'm okay with it. You know, I've proven to myself that I can do it, because there was such a long time where I didn't even think that I could ever pass the PT test, because I had never successfully done a pull-up. I had never successfully dropped my mile time down to 9 minutes, but I was able to do it. Why? Because I was so dedicated and so determined to get it done. And that shows me who I can be and what I can do. And so, I mean, I'm in a very big transitional period of my life right now, extremely big. And there's so many things that are changing for me, for my family, some for good, some not. Hopefully it all in the end works out as always. But you know, I would have never gotten here had I not taken those 3 months off of YouTube, had I not taken those 6 months to learn how to do a pull-up, had I not gotten COVID, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this understanding of myself, of my goals, of who I want to be. And for that, you know, it sucks, but I'm so thankful. So thankful about where I am here today. And so I'm saying all of this because for me, there are some times where I am just at a mental low as well as a physical low, where I quite literally am having difficulty breathing. And don't get me wrong, it's definitely gotten better than where it was, because at one point it was quite scary to the point where I was having difficulty doing my own typical job duties because I had to stand and I had to move up and down stairs, and that was taxing on my body. But it's also the mental for me, and so sometimes I'm gonna have to step back. I'm gonna have to step back and I'm gonna have to just allow myself to get through it in however much time it takes me to get through it, and not penalize myself like, ooh, you're gonna lose subscribers, people are gonna, you know, stop watching your channel or whatever, because that's how I've always thought. You know, I've been pushing myself for the last year plus, posting constantly, and it's because of that. It's because I just enjoy this channel so much for what it has given me, and I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose this happy space at all. And so in those moments where I'm not in the best mental space and I'm not exactly happy, I don't want to film, to be quite honest. Not only because I'm not going to be able to put my best foot forward, but mainly because this is my happy space. This is my one space that I can control. That is peace. It's peaceful to me. I know I spend money to have this peaceful space. I know I spend a lot of time, you know, putting on the makeup, editing the video, uploading, answering comments, all of that. But to me, this is peaceful. It's peaceful in a moment in a life that right now I don't have very many avenues of peace. Job is stressful. Home life is stressful. But this one area is peaceful. And so when I have these bouts of sadness, or, you know, even I'm having difficulty breathing, I'm not going to want to push myself and connect this peaceful area with that mindset. I just don't want to. And that, along with, like I said, a lot more serious things that are going on in my family life, is why I had to step back these last couple of days. And like I said, I'm eternally grateful for everybody who has been okay with it, and I completely understand if you're not. Like, I mean, I understand being that subscriber, right? Having those issues or something going on with my life, and actually expecting the YouTuber to provide that material so that I can escape, you know? I completely understand, but that's kind of where I'm at. It was a long-winded conversation, and I'm sorry for that, but this was also a very long time coming. I hadn't given you guys an actual life update in so long, and I mean, there's so many things that are going to be changing for me within like 2 months that I'm probably going to have to do another one soon. But I needed to get that stuff off of my chest, and I also needed to say it before moving forward, right? So I finally, you know, it's now what, July, and so it's taken me 4 months to kind of really get to that. And even in these 4 months, right, I'm still barely working out, to the point where like walking 30 minutes is taxing if I walk too quickly. So that's a whole level of mental blocking that I have to get through. And so I just wanted you guys to understand where I'm at. When I say, you know, life is tough for me right now, because it is. Like I said, don't get me wrong, this is not, you know, hunger. I'm not going through starvation or anything like that, which is extremely more important. I'm not being displaced from my house. Nothing as egregious as that. But to me, this is a lot. It's a lot. It's something, like I said, it was a dream that I had and thought was valid and important and going to happen for so long. And to have it taken away so quickly, it's taken me a while to fully grieve that. And I think in me doing this video, I hope that I will kind of finish that grieving process and move forward. I truly hope to move forward in a more positive outlook. I hope to be able to get back into the gym and just be happy there. I have a friend there, and she is a bomb with her workouts, okay? And I know she's just waiting for me to get back, you know? You know, when you get that one good gym friend, even if you guys don't work out together, you just say hi, you talk, you chat, you debrief, because the gym is such a good outlet. And it has been that for me for this past year. It's been a beautiful outlet, and I don't want to lose that. I don't. But I think I needed to fully grieve this loss for me, because it is a loss, you know. And now that I think I truly have, I'm ready to move forward. I'm so ready to move forward, because I'm just so excited to see what the future holds for me. I have a lot of things going on in the background. I have a lot of videos that I'm very excited to put on for you guys, and I am hopeful that you guys will stick around and we will have fun together, talking about makeup, talking about beauty, everything and anything between. So I think that's it. I just need to put on some mascara, which I have that Merit. Where is it? It actually is the mascara that I have, and I only do one mascara at a time, so we're just gonna work with that. So yeah, I think that's it. I've metaphorically cried my heart out in this video. And yeah, I'm thankful for whoever stayed, if anybody stayed, to watch the whole thing. And I just hope that if anybody like me associates with themselves, their goals, their career, their housing situation by a certain age with their progress in life, I hope they see this video and realize that at the end of the day, no matter where you wish you were, if you're not happy getting to that location, to that end goal, whatever it is, you're not going to be happy at that end goal. And I was more or less killing myself, not literally, but like putting myself through the ringer to get to what I thought was my end goal. And for what? For what? Weighing myself, making myself lose weight when I felt very confident, very happy in my weight. For what? It doesn't seem worth it. So I'm sure I talked on for a very long time. I apologize for such a long video, but I just had so much to get out, and I truly hope that if anybody does take the time to watch this video in its entirety, I hope it helps you, as some of these revelations that I've had, and it's taken me months to get there, have really helped me, and I'm very excited to see where my path goes from here. So that's all I got for you guys today. Check out down below if you're interested in seeing what all the makeup is that is on my face. And other than that, I will see you guys in my next video, which, like I said, it will be tomorrow. Alrighty guys, bye.